Hello there everyone, my name is Sixitboy, and in today's video we are going to be ranking all the seasonal monsters based on the community's opinions and my own opinions. We're gonna go one place at a time. We're gonna start from bottom and go to the top, and we're gonna give the community's reasonings, my reasonings, you know, all sorts of stuff like that. And I'm not even gonna, like, this is pretty self-explanatory. You know what ranking means, and if you don't, then, look it up. I don't know. Let's just get right into it, because I don't like long intros. Alright, so the very first, in last place, we have Whizbang for the community. The community doesn't like Whizbang. They didn't actually give any reasons for this. But I can guess them. Number one, for a seasonal monster, it's incredibly underwhelming. I mean, if it was like a 2-element, people might like it more, but because it's a seasonal and it's hard to breed, plus the combination is something you have to discover on your own, though most people will look it up anyway, people don't like that. Also, the holidays it represents aren't very popular. I mean, I'm not saying that they're bad holidays, I'm saying they're unpopular. And that is Pride Month and 4th of July. If you don't live in the US, you don't care about 4th of July. And there's a lot of people who don't care about Pride Month. So, of course, Whizbang is at the bottom. Now, I'm not condoning disliking Pride Month. I'm just saying that's a reason. Just to clarify. Alright, so the next one... Oh, wait, actually, my least favorite. Now, this is where things get controversial already. My least favorite is Hula. Yeah, believe it or not, I looked through all the seasonals and I singled out Hula as my least favorite of all things. Listen, I don't like her much at all. She is the only seasonal on Air Island, but she's also on Earth Island, which is really annoying to me because I like original monsters. Like, each island should have its own seasonal. It should be copied onto other islands, but Hula is. Also, she's rip-off Pom Pom. She is literally Pom Pom. She's an incredibly unoriginal seasonal, and she's a seasonal, which means she's hard to breed and has unique combinations that you might not know. And all of that just for a monster that sounds like Pom Pom and is on multiple islands. Come on! I just feel bad for Earth Island because it really deserves its own seasonal. Let's move on. In 15th place, or the second to last liked monster for both of us, is, for the community, Clavivera. Now, Clavivera suffers for some of the same reasons as Whizbang. She just doesn't make a lot of sound. People often forget she even exists because her sound is so quiet. And also, it's a holiday that's celebrated by only a few countries, so it's not a really popular holiday, just like 4th of July. Yeah, she suffers for, like, the same reasons as Whizbang. Now, my second least favorite is Gobbledygook. This doesn't need much elaboration. Gobbly is a cute monster, but she just does not sound good, guys. She sounds so bad. Gobbledygook is a really controversial monster, just like Weirdos. And just like Weirdos, I think it actively takes away from the song. I don't like Gobbledygook. Sorry. In number 14th place, or the third least favorite, for the community, it's Yule, which I didn't actually expect. Now, Yule, I can see why. His sound isn't that great, but at the same time, come on, guys, I don't know how I feel about this. Because Hunkleton is only Ooga Booga, and he gets a lot of votes. I don't understand what people's problem with Yule is. Also, people love Christmas. Come on. And even if you don't love Christmas, he's still a really good seasonal if you like winter, and I know a lot of people who like winter. I don't know what people's problem with Yule is. And nobody ever gave any reasons either. He just didn't get voted for. I don't really understand it. Now, my third least favorite is Whizbang. And listen, it's not for the same reasons as the community. For me, it's just the fact that they're only simple percussion, and you have to breed them in a really unique way. It's not so much about the holiday. I like both their holidays a lot. I just don't like the sound. That's the only problem I have with Whizbig. I just don't think the sound is enough for the amount of effort it takes to get me, or them, or whatever it is. In 13th place, or the 4th least favorite of the community, is Gobblegord. I already covered why I don't like Gobblegord, and people don't like her for the same reason. The only reason I think she's above the rest is because there's a lot of Gobblegord apologists. I don't know. Gobblegord, not that great. My 4th least favorite is Bookworm. Now, I don't like its holiday. I don't like going back to school myself. Also, it's percussion for a really hard monster to breed. I don't know. For a seasonal, it shouldn't just be percussion. Plus, back to school, but it still does more than Whizbang. That's why I made it higher than Whizbang. Alright, the 5th least favorite of the community, aka in 12th place, is Bookworm. The only reason it's higher than the rest is someone told me that they really like its design and they also really like Bone Island, which makes sense. So, there you have it. And I'm sure it's disliked for the same reason that I dislike it. My 5th least favorite is Clavivera. Like Bookworm, it's frustrating to go through so much effort to get this monster, only for it to make, like, not a lot of sound. It doesn't add very much to the song. In 11th place for the community is Smoochel. Now, this kind of surprises me because Smoochel sounds really good, and someone agreed with me on that. But it does have significantly more upvotes than Bookworm. 4 times as many, in fact. So even though this sounds like Smoochel is being ranked really close to Bookworm, Smoochel, it's ranked a lot higher than Bookworm, even though it looks like it's only barely ranked higher than Bookworm. And it does really sound good. My 11th place monster is Spurrit. People honestly just like him for the memes and the lore. And to be fair, that's why he's this far up for me too. But he doesn't add much. But he is really funny. So that's why he's up higher. I like funny monsters, and he is pretty funny. Sorry, that was a bit of a jump scare, but moving on. Our number 10th place for the community, it's actually Spurrit. Just 1 higher than I ranked him. Crazy. For the same reasons I ranked him high, I'm sure. Because he sounds really good. Now, this one is actually really close to Smoochel. Off by only 2 points. And their reasonings, they actually did give me some specific ones. They're huzzah! Huzz-ah! You know, the sounds he makes. Now, my 10th place is Yule. I like Yule, as I said before. But, yeah, ho 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 isn't that unique. But the Jingle Bells are really great. I really like the Jingle Bells. Also, I really like Christmas. Okay, so number 9 for the community is Vinine, which I wasn't expecting, if I'm being honest, because it's kind of just a shaking sound and the occasional sneeze. Not really that unique, but I guess people like her. And this person who is totally not biased and is totally not named Real Vinine said she's the best monster in the game. Okay, my number 9 monster, and this is gonna, I'm gonna get attacked for this one, is Punkleton. Like I said, when I was talking about how low Yule was in the community, Punkleton's not that unique either. I do really like his design, and I like how much he fits into Plant Island, and I do like his sound. It's just not very, you know, unique. He mostly just gets the attention he does because he's the oldest, and people are blinded by nostalgia. But Ooga Booga isn't really that great of a sound if you think about it. I'm sorry, I have to say it. Alright, number 8 for the community is Fiddle. Fiddle I really like, and so does the community. With 43 votes, that is more than double Vinine's. So yeah, it's another one of those situations where it looks like it's closely rated to the monster below it, but it's actually pretty distant. And the only reasoning I actually got for this is it sounds really good. Which is so basic. But, you know, that's just the community's opinion. My number 8 is Blabbit. He is cute enough, but he leans too far in his native item. Seasonals are supposed to be a good balance of their native island and their season. But Blabbit is mostly just his native island. His only thing that makes you think about him being the Easter seasonal is that he's a rabbit. Otherwise, he's just water. He doesn't... he's literally just water, if you think about it. His sound is exclusive to Water Island. It doesn't fit on any other island, which is kind of an issue. I'm not a big fan of that. Alright, in the community's 7th place spot is actually a tie. So 7th and 6th place spots is Blabbit and Hula. They're tied. People like Blabbit because he's good for his holiday, which I don't agree with, but, you know, whatever. He's adorable, and he sounds good. Now, the only reasoning I got for Hula, and the comment got deleted, too, was that she's nostalgic. But either way, these two tied, which is pretty surprising to me, honestly, but, you know, here we are. My number 7 is Vi9. I actually like Vi9 quite a bit. She adds to the song more than you'd think, really, and that sneeze does make the game feel more alive. She's a pretty good monster. I like her. And since we already talked about the community's number 6, since it was a tie, I also have to say my number 6, which is Carolong. He just looks and sounds good, and fits into Magical Sanctum really well. He's just a good monster. There's not much to say about Carolong. I just like him. Jamboree is the community's number 5. And the only reason I was given is it looks like cake. But I'm sure the other reason is that he sounds pretty good. And it's really nice to have a gold island, I'm not gonna lie. Jamboree's a good monster. My number 4 monster, not 5, as I just learned, and I've had it one off the entire video, and that's sucky. But my number 4 monster is Smoochel. I love the way they're designed, but it is a little bit, it is a little bit questionable. I don't know about you, but I personally would not want to share a body with my lover. I don't know why. Yeah, that's just, I don't know. It's weird, but I like how they sound, and I like how they look. And they fit Air Island well with their wings without leaning too far into it, like Blabbit. Honestly, I just like Smoochel. We're in the top 3. Let's go. Okay, the community's number 3 top monster is Carolong, and shockingly, they didn't give a reason. But I think it's just because he looks pretty cool, and Magical Sanctum's a pretty cool island. I couldn't tell you, though. They didn't tell me anything. My number 3 is Jamboree. And it's kind of wild to me that Jamboree is my number 3, but I love their sounds. They really are a jam. You're supposed to be laughing. I was pleasantly surprised when I heard the sound it made, because I had no idea what sound a cake could possibly make. But yeah, it's a very lovely monster. I like Jamboree. Alright, the community's number 2 monster is Munculus, I think is how you pronounce it. And a lot of the reasons I got for it was just that it was very good, and that it was majestic. They really liked its sound. I can see why. Because, guess what? Munculus is my number 2 monster as well. He's a high-effort, high-reward monster. I love that he is on Wublin Island and Ethereal Island, because they're both really whimsical islands, and he's a really whimsical monster. He's really well animated. Of course, the video I made on him did lead to about 1/9 of the subscribers I currently have, so that might make me think a little bit more positively of this guy. But, you know, maybe not. I think it's just a really good monster. I like Munculus, and so does the community. This is the only monster we agree on, by the way, guys. So let's give a hand for agreeance. Alright, the community's number 1 monster is Punkleton. This monster got 103 votes, compared to the 75 that Munculus got. That's a big difference. People really like this monster. The reasons I was given is that he's classic, he's good in Dawn of Fire, and they really like Halloween. Which is, yeah, that's fair enough. Now you see why I was so scared when I ranked him so low, because the community loves this guy. And he is the OG, the very first seasonal. Of course people like him. Of course. I know. But my number 1, this one is slightly more controversial, you know, is Fiddle. I can already see the faces you're making through that screen. Fiddle, really? His favorite seasonal is Fiddle of all the seasonals. Fiddle. Yeah, it is. Look, Fiddle and I have a very special connection. St. Patrick's Day and Green. He's Green and St. Patrick's Day. And he's really good at fiddling, and I love the sound of a fiddle. I don't know. I think of all the seasonals, he contributes the most. And he doesn't even have that big of a link to his native island, which isn't that terrible. He is still based on a ferry. So he has that connection, but his sound isn't too connected, and he still sounds good. I love Fiddle. I love him. And yeah, that's it. That's it for my rankings.